stick with this, or like, are there any milestones or markers where you're like, this is going to work, or this ain't going to work? You know, like, is there any markers that y'all can see ahead of time that this is going to make us some money, or maybe this experiment is over?
We know it's a product that's in high demand right now, and I don't think this is one of those things that, you know, it's going to gather excitement and hit the peak and then down. I think because of the medical benefits, and that's what we're looking at, you know, I think this is here to stay. Who makes it and who falls out, you know, don't know. The people, we're a pretty aggressive bunch of people right here. So will we win the race? Don't know, but it won't be from lack of effort, though.
We won't be last.
Okay.
We won't be last. And one thing, it takes a lot of money for this. So somebody just, you know, if somebody wants to grow 4 or 5 feet seed, no, you just go out and till up your garden, get your license. But it takes a lot of money to do what we've done so far. You know, and somebody may say, well, that's not a lot of money, but it's not just the money, it's the sweat and the time and the effort and making sure we do it right the first time. It's a lot involved. She has, I don't know if we were to count the hours of Stuart and I, she's probably doubled the hours of both of us. I don't know, but we have a lot of time and effort into it. You know, the plants started getting big, the wind started blowing, so they started going over. So we had to go out and put a stick for each one. And then they started getting big, so we had to go out and tie string around them so the limbs wouldn't break off.
Wow.
It's something it's like kids would probably be easier to take care of.
Right.
She said they're worse than children because they're not crying and not screaming and not kicking or whatever. You know, you have to look at it and go, what's wrong with you? You know, what?
Right.
Say something. No, it's not coming. So
I don't think anybody is putting the time and effort that we are into this project. So the question you initially ask is, when is enough? You know, I think if you've done everything you can, you know, marketing techniques, everything that we can do, I think you never throw the towel in until you just say, we've done everything we can do, and it's just not going to work. But we're not there on our own genetics now.
Okay.
So everything from this day on is our own genetics. We got some verbiage already about 2 Virginia farmers. Between 2 of us, we got 100 years experience of growing.
Wonderful.
And whether it's hemp or a soybean, you know, they all have characteristics of needing this or that or attention. And, you know, Stuart certainly day in, day out.
Well, this is the coolest thing I've covered. I've been doing this since June 19th, and this is the coolest thing I've covered.
how about that?
Yeah.
We'll make it more cooler.
Exactly.
But, you know, I think the 4 of us, our heart's in the right place, and, you know, we all have our own little niches that we can put into what we're doing, and it just seems to all blend well together.
Well, I think what helps is y'all already have a great reputation in the community.
So if everything goes well, I guess in the next few weeks or so, we were planning on actually having a ribbon cutting.
Awesome.
And maybe that's something that you...
I'll definitely be there without a doubt.
And we may sick Becia here at the governor's door. I guarantee you, she's pretty persistent gal. You get to know her, you'll see that. There's not too many roadblocks, so she may actually get herself in his office in 2 or 3 visits. But whether we get him or not, you know, we'll have the county folks and we'll have some folks here, but to initiate the business.
The governor's a big advocate of this. I mean, he's the one that really pushed it. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here probably. I don't think.
Wow, that's good. I did not know that. That's a good point to know. That's a good point to know.
Yeah, he's a physician and he realizes the value of the CBD and how it's just a natural plant and it's a big industry. A lot of tax dollars are involved in it, and licensing fees, and seed applications. It's going to be a big industry.
Now, I mentioned this wearing, just because I know with me trying to start this business when a negative Nancy says something that gets on my nerves. So I'm not trying to be a negative, but I guess like my little entrepreneur, I don't have anywhere near y'all's experience, but my little entrepreneur mind is a concern about people putting out crap seed and crap products, and then y'all being able to differentiate the quality work that y'all are doing, you know, to make the public know that you're doing good stuff compared to, you know, the other stuff that's out there.
And that may be what sets us apart from everybody else. That may be one of the things that sets us apart from everybody else. Like Stuart said earlier, you can go and buy a bag of seed from somebody and they'll give it to you in a baggie. Or you're gonna have a certified label that you know you plant this 100 seed, well 99 of them are gonna come up, and there's not gonna be a weed crop that comes up with them or, you know, any of that. They're gonna know that. And then they're gonna have support from real people, not somebody that just worked at a greenhouse for a couple months and said, oh, I can grow hemp now.
Right.
100 years of experience, it's gonna be backed. So,
Awesome.
you know, it's not just, we were two guys out working in the photo lab or something, and we decided, oh, we're gonna go grow hemp. And there's a lot of people that are like that today. You know, they see $1 million at the end of the rainbow.
Right.
And so they put effort from whatever they're doing, they just don't have the experience. I mean, I can tell you that, you know, even a couple years of farming, you would struggle to do this if that's all you had.
Now, are y'all all second generation farmers or third?
I'm third.
Third.
Probably fourth.
Yeah,
It
probably
needed.
I always say my family was the Campbell clan.
Right.
We were the Campbell clan, and so my, you know, forefathers were like the second people off the boat.
Okay.
I would like to say. I mean, the first guy was, but we were like right behind him. So,
switching subjects just a little bit. How can the media do a better job of covering farmers? You know, because I will say this: most of us are city boys or whatever else, and then we've never, you know, last time I was on the farm I was 5. I was age 5, so I don't remember a lot. So y'all live in a different world, have a different language, have a different so sometimes with that different world, different language, there's a lot of misinterpretations, or there's people talking ignorant or whatever else. What can the media do to cover farmers better?
every farmer is unique. Let me tell you that. There's no cookie cutter for farmers, and some of them are really protective of what they do.
Okay.
And some of them will spill the guts on any drop of a dime.
Okay.
So you just, I mean, it's a lot of competition out here for land and all this kind of thing, but you just got to develop a rapport with them and, you know,
Okay.
have a connection. I'll be glad to be your guide if you want to.
Okay. Most definitely.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And if y'all are too busy with this project, if y'all could just think of anyone that you know who would like to be an agricultural columnist for the paper, then that, I mean, because the rest of the community, I think, could be served, because a lot of us are ignorant on how the sausage is made. You know?
Well, I think I could, if I could find the time to do it, I'm willing to make a verbal commitment, maybe do one a month.
Okay.
Just like the guy does in Freelance Star, you know, what you should be doing this month in your garden.
Okay.
You know, what are farmers doing now in January? What are they doing out in that field?
Right.
And you see them they're putting fertilizer down, you see them drive across. So why is that guy driving across the field in a zigzag where he's taking soil samples?
Right.
And and then they apply to home gardeners. You know, there's a great interest in agriculture. There's a big void now. Back in the day when we were growing up, we were more of an agrarian society.
Sure.
We go to Granny's house in the summers, or we'd be on our own farm. And so there was a connection to agriculture that people now don't have.
Right.
And it's changed society a great deal because they don't understand agriculture.
Amen.
They have no clue what's, and you know, they don't understand the work and the sweat and the heartache and that you have. You know, they go to the food line to pick up their tomatoes. They have no idea.
Right.
Yes, sir. You ask them where your food comes from, they say food line.
Food line, yeah. Why do we need farmers?
So I think the crop that we're producing here, you know, back in the day, tobacco in Virginia was like
Your big friend.
number
That
one
field right there.
cash crop, if you may. So, you know, we're harvesting and we're managing this crop much like tobacco back in the day. And tobacco back in the day was probably one of the hardest, you know, maybe cotton was when they were picking it by hand, but tobacco was probably one of the hardest, most intense labor producive crops there were.
Mm.
And we're emulating to almost that crop on what we're doing here.
Okay.
Probably the only ones that are doing it like that.
Awesome.
And that's handling it so we get everything, we get the quality of it.
Wow. Wow. And does it get dried out like tobacco?
It's gonna get hung up and dried out like tobacco. You know,
Okay.
tobacco, they'd split the stalk and stick it over a stick. Well, we're not gonna split the stalk, but we're gonna hang it and, you know, and then the different, genetics we have, we've gotta segregate different rooms for those. Even though they're not pollinating anymore, they're dropping their seed that we're collecting, so there's a lot to it.
Okay.
So, I mean, what seed we have that doesn't come up with tar, we're hoping we can sell that for edibles or whatnot.
Sure.
And so here's a little evidence of, this is just something off the internet, of hemp seed itself.
Okay.
So we're talking about using the buds, the seed, the roots, and the stalk. So it's like the pig, everything but the squeal.
Right,
Is what we
right.
try to use, and so it takes a while to try to, you know, the main thing we are is trying to produce a high quality seed, and that's why we started one of the business. We said we're going to seed because we know there's going to be this big sucking sound of need of seed and clones, because this thing, once it hits where they give us the green light, the industry gives us the green light, we got a buyer for your product.
Mm.
It's going to be a giant sucking sound of need, and so we hope to be the source of this immediate need. And then we want to continue on. Hey, you know, if you want your seed, you go to these guys. They got their act together. And we want to be fair. We're not here to gouge anybody.
Sure.
We're out here to provide a service, to provide quality products, and we want to instill in this state. And we went to, Kathy and I went to a field day at Virginia Tech. And the one thing people talked about is, hey, we don't want this to be a commodity. We want this to be a specialty product. And we want to provide the world's best quality CBD oil or hemp-based products. And that's what we want. We want quality is first, quantity is second. We want to make sure that our product is very valuable, and we're going to put all this time and effort in it. And so that's where we're headed.
Yeah, I mean, you can go online and you can see seed from Oregon, you can see seed from Washington State or Colorado, California. You know, the weather, you know, all the conditions out there are different than here. So we're producing a seed that's a Virginia seed.
Okay.
That when you plant it, it's good for Virginia.
Wow.
You know, some varieties of seed, whether it's corn or soybeans, they just won't grow in other places, or they won't do the same thing. So we're producing something that's gonna be the very best for here.
Oh, light bulb just went. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now.
So when we go out to the plot, you'll see some plants that are like this tall, or they just don't look right. That seed is not going into the process. That'll be used for edibles or whatever we can use it for, because we're not even going to test it. You know, the plant must have genetic problems, so that'll be cast aside or saved for whatever purpose we can sell seed other than for CBD. It doesn't meet the qualifications. You know, it doesn't meet the standards, so it will be used for edibles or whatever we want. Now, the seed is one of the highest protein content seeds behind soybeans. So it has a high protein content, and it has some valuable properties in the seed itself other than the CBD oil. And so the husk has a lot of fiber in it, and so it's a good edible product. And so, you know, another use for the seed other than what we're trying to get for planting.
Yeah, the seed actually has, you know, a lot of these properties, as well as, I was telling you, in China, you know, they can't smoke it, they can't do any of that, but they do harvest the seed, and they eat the seed. They make, you know, they make porridge out of it, but, you know, it has all those properties that Stuart was mentioning. It's a healthy product, and it actually has the omegas like fish oil. A lot of people take fish oil, you know, for different reasons, but it has those properties as well. So many beneficial things in just the seed.